Hey loves, welcome back to this channel. My name is Janelle. If it's your first time coming across this channel or listening to this amazing voice, my name is Janelle and I do movie reviews, movie recommendations, and I'm here to do another amazing movie. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Thank you so much for always supporting me. Let's talk about this movie, Wedding Night Blues. The Wedding Night Blues was produced by DJ Enowa, and this movie can be found on YouTube. It's now on different channels, so if you just search, you're going to find it, right? The runtime for this movie is about 1 hour and 21 minutes, which I think is a good time, and it features just less than 10 amazing casts, with Uzo Arukwe starring as Nosa and Uche Montana starring as Wola. The movie opens up with this couple, Nosa and Wola, who had dated for 2 years in a celibate relationship, and they got married. Now, getting to their home, it was the wedding night. Everyone will be tired now, but Wola was still, she wanted to give it a try, but Nosa was like, oh, he's having a running stomach. He had to stay in the toilet till she slept off, and then he came back in. It wasn't even much of a problem for her, because she woke up the next morning trying to make breakfast for this man, and then he was trying to be a little flirty, but something comes between the whole thing, and then that it went on for like throughout the morning, and then they got guests. Now their friends, who are also couples, who are also a couple, comes in and brings boxes of gifts that were left in the reception hall, right? Chioma, who is Wonola's friend, was asking Wonu, what's up? Has anything happened? Wonu was trying to be all, saying, I don't kiss and tell. She didn't want to say, oh, this marriage has not been consummated. And she later said it, and her friend was like, we need to leave you guys. We need to leave you guys to, hurry up and do what is needed. And they left. Now, Nosa was in the kitchen getting his breakfast to eat, his breakfast that his wife had made, and his wife was trying to sort out the boxes their friends brought in, and she saw the shock of her life. She saw a pink box with a lot of stuff. Now, I don't know how many of you know BDSM. I don't know if this is what they call ménage à trois, but yes. She saw these things, and not just those things in that box. She saw pictures of her husband being tied in that box, doing that action. And she was pissed off, calls him, oh, look at these things. What are these? Is that not you? And then he starts begging. He was so sorry. In fact, this was the main reason he hadn't done anything with this woman. Now, the first thing that came to my mind when he started avoiding her was that, okay, maybe he had issues, but not like this, But yes, she was all pissed off, went upstairs, took her bags. She wanted to go, and she picks her bag coming out, and then she fainted. How? What's up? And then next thing, Wow. She was at the hospital, and then the doctor telling her husband that she was pregnant. Remember, they hadn't consummated this marriage. And next thing, she was the one begging. Oh, please. I'm like, okay, what's going on? In fact, Nusa was very pissed off, and he left the house and went back to Vera, the menage a trois lady. Went back to her, and she was like, welcome back. I told you were going to come back to me. And then he started sleeping at the office. It was such a difficult time for the couples, because knowing that you had just gotten married, now 2 days into the marriage, all of this wahala is going on. Now, Wola was really devastated, depressed. Her husband was not coming back home. In fact, she hadn't seen him, and he wasn't even taking her calls. And then Chioma, who is a friend, now advised her to start going for counseling. In fact, Chioma had stated that they didn't go for counseling before marriage. Who does that? Okay. Now, Wola started going for counseling alone. Her husband came there, beat up this counselor, thinking he was the one that got her pregnant, because he got information from his friend that Wola has been hanging out with a guy close to the house. Now, she was just taking counsel. She needed that, obviously. Now, it was so long that I was now waiting, like, tell us why and how you got pregnant. Not until the counselor asked her, and then she opens up that during her birthday, her ex sent a card to her, and then she went to his house to return the card, and he rapes her. Next question. Why didn't you tell your husband? And she was bringing different excuses. I didn't want him to feel bad. I didn't want him to feel like I and my ex are doing something together. And that was not an excuse enough for her husband. In fact, Nusa had now gone back to the counselor to apologize, and then the counselor had to call Wola to come quickly, and then they had to do like a sit down, and then she explains to her husband how it happened, and Nusa walked away because he didn't believe her. Now, she had told him he needed time to think, right? Now, while thinking and doing all of that, he was still in the deep Red Sea, trying to come out from his addiction with Vera, and his wife walks into him and Vera in his office space, and she came to apologize. She wanted to say something to him. Now, prior to this court, Nusa had been saying they need to take out the baby, and she wasn't even ready. Now, going back home with the whole pain and depression, she falls down. Chioma, her friend, was there with her. She was being rushed to the hospital, and the doctor confirms that her pregnancy was an ectopic pregnancy, so it couldn't stay. It was like a good start for Wola and Nusa. Now, Nusa started taking care of his wife, and it was a good thing because this was where their marriage started. And then Wola saw online that her ex-boyfriend was being arrested for fraud, for then killing someone else. It could have been her. And she was feeling pity for this guy. That part I do not really understand, because she didn't even want this man to be arrested in the first place. But anyway, they got back to counseling, and that was like the start of the marriage, and they later consummated their marriage, and that was everything. Now, there was something I didn't like about this movie. Whenever they were going to show Vera, they were going to make it look like a spiritual thing, like make this soundtrack, and it made Vera look like a spiritual person, like someone who was after Nosa's life. And the story was Nosa, at a very young age, was being molested by his mother's friend into such a life. So it was like something he could get help for. It wasn't a spiritual thing. Yes, that's the only thing I didn't like about this movie. I would give this movie a 5/10. It was a good watch. I enjoyed the 1 hour 21 minutes I watched this film, and yes, I hope to see you on my next video. Please do not just watch. Please put a comment down and let me know what movie you'd like me to review. It could be a movie from way back. Okay, thank you, and hope to see you on my next video. Bye for now.